Hey folks, Ash from being SWENGLISH, and a really set of interesting stories today, which I read and actually I was really shocked. But as you may be aware, the UK just took the decision not to lock down again, which is very fortunate for education, the economy, and just people's general mental well-being. Interestingly, however, is the story that Mr. Tegnell, the Swedish expert who advised and recommended and implemented the non-lockdown approach in Sweden, was consulted by number 10 Downing Street, Boris Johnson, as part of the decision made not to lock down. Now, I find that fascinating, seeing as Sweden took so much abuse from the rest of the world and the British press and media on its non-lockdown approach. Oh, they must lock down. Oh. And yet now Sweden's expert is being consulted by other countries as part of their decisions and discussions. Good on Sweden for showing the rest of the world that this wasn't a risk. I keep seeing it being called a risk by the rest of the world. People don't take risks when it comes to life and death. They take a calculated decision. And with every decision, there is risk, of course. But you don't call that decision a risk if it's calculated and determined by experts. And Sweden's nation took this decision to go ahead without lockdown, and so far it's paid off. In fact, there's another article as well which talks about Sweden's anti-lockdown approach is becoming one of the best in the world. And this is by somebody called Alexander Downer. His quote here actually says that Sweden served as a perfect example of differing approach to lockdowns. It didn't ever have a lockdown, just introduced a whole series of voluntary regulations and advised people to socially distance. And that is indeed exactly what has happened in Sweden. And so far it's paying off because the rates here, cases and deaths, are plummeting to some of the lowest in Europe. And the economical and education outlook for 2021 is looking very positive. So I really commend Sweden. I'm a Brit living here. And I was a little bit apprehensive at first because I was listening to the rhetoric and the indoctrination from the UK government. Despite living in Sweden, I was listening to my home country who were telling me I might die if I step out of the door. I might die if I go to work to an office. I might die if I do anything but stay in my home, and that's pretty much it. And yet here we are now, listening to the Swedish government with pride as if that's my government, and it's not. I am so thankful to Sweden for being here through this pandemic. I'm so thankful to Sweden for having common sense and encouraging positive mental welfare. My mother just visited from England for a week, and I think she's just shocked that she can go shopping or to a restaurant without having to bypass a security guard at the front door, making sure that you're wearing a mask. So, you know, who knows, we'll look back in years to come and maybe Sweden might have made a mistake, but I think it's highly unlikely given the current figures and the fact that, you know, there won't be a second wave here because they never locked down. The reason you get a second wave is because of a lockdown. When people come out of their houses, it spreads again because the virus has something to attach itself to. So yeah, we will see, but I'm fascinated by that story today. And if you just search the UK media today, there are numerous articles. This one's from The Spectator, talking about Anders Tegnell briefing number 10 and Boris Johnson on the strategy. So for the Brits in the UK, I think you have Sweden to thank as part of the reason why lockdown wasn't announced by Boris just this week. Anyway, we will see, or as they say in Sweden, vi får se, which means we will see. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and I'd love to get this channel to over 1,000 subscribers. Make me very proud. Thanks guys, bye bye.